everyone. Welcome to the Montgomery East Africa update. As you know, we've got an exhibition, the Kenyan food event, hospitality event and drink event happening next year between the dates of the 20th and the 22nd of April. We just wanted to jump on real quick and give a personalised update about the economy in the region, what the impact has had on the industry of the recent pandemic, and any show updates necessary. And we're getting those from both directors. So guys, do you want to introduce yourselves?
Hi, I'm Angela Kinywa. I'm based in Nairobi. I'm the portfolio director for Montgomery East Africa Events.
I'm Alexander Angus. I'm the business development director for Montgomery Group throughout Africa, based in London, looking after the kind of continental strategy for the company across Africa.
Great. Okay, so we'll just jump straight in. In terms of the exhibition itself, can anyone give me an update on what is happening? Talk about, obviously we had planned to have its first edition this year, but obviously that didn't happen. So yeah, let's just discuss a little bit on that. Who wants to take it?
Should I do this one?
Yeah, you can. And then I'll jump in.
Kind of, flying by the seat of our pants, quite literally. But cool. So in terms of the exhibition, it's obviously, we're very aware it's been through a kind of turbulent time since we launched it probably about 2 years ago now. We originally launched it with the view of having a long lead time so that we could give all the exhibitors the chance to get involved and get prepared from budgetary perspectives. But obviously with the pandemic, not only was it originally when it was due earlier this year illegal to have run it if we had done because of the restrictions on public gatherings, we also recognise that it's not a conducive time to be running an exhibition, and people don't really want to be meeting and physically shaking hands, which is what we strive to do at all our exhibitions. So we postponed it. We postponed it to September this year, but we quickly realised that was too soon. I think the whole world was hopeful that the pandemic would be over in a few months, but we realised quite soon, I think globally, that wasn't going to be the case. So we postponed it again to, as Abby said, April next year, which gives us a much longer lead time. What's great is the vast majority, if not all of the exhibitors have kind of stood by us. They've transferred their bookings over, which has enabled us to kind of keep that consistency and the offering to the visitors who are intending to come to visit those exhibitors. And it's obviously allowed us a bit more time to promote heavily and get more exhibitors on board who might have been put off because of the rising concerns around the pandemic. So as a quick update, it's helped us give us more time, but obviously it's never ideal to postpone anything. But so far we've been very lucky with our committed exhibitors, and from our side we just want to thank them as well as everyone of being patient and standing by us for the event.
Great. And then just sticking with kind of like the COVID-19 theme here, I guess this one's for Angela. Kind of how do you think that the whole pandemic and the reaction globally has impacted the industry in East Africa?
Okay, honestly, in terms of sectors, the hospitality industry has been the worst hit from COVID. Of course, airlines were grounded. There's been strict travel restrictions. Kenya especially was one of the countries to actually ban just meetings in public. So the whole impact was really, in terms of the hospitality industry, it was very, very hard hit. But now what you're trying to see as lockdown measures are easing out, we are seeing there's a bit of more hope as domestic tourism is increasing. More people are going out there. So as much as we were hard hit before, right now we are starting to see beacons of hope slowly as many areas are beginning to open up.
So in terms of those effects, you know, both short and long term, do you think that we are likely to get back to any kind of normality in the sector, or do you think that this is here for the duration now?
Honestly, I think in 2021 we'll start seeing a lot of a new normal back in the sector. You can already, especially in Kenya, you can already start seeing that many people are going back to usual business with the new normal. So I feel like short term, yes, are these effects, but in the long term, then it should be more or less back to a new normal, but it will be a bit gradual, but we believe in 2021 that it will begin feeling the effect as almost like a new normal part.
I think also, just to jump in, that there's a definite split between domestic tourism and international tourism, and obviously with international restrictions and international concerns, that side of the tourism market in Kenya is reduced. But domestically, there's a lot of incentives and a lot of parks and lodges and hotels outside of the major cities are doing a lot of promotion to encourage domestic tourism, which I've seen a lot of evidence that it's increased. I think, to echo Angela, as of next year, as confidence grows and people come back, then the business tourism, which is such a large part of the Nairobi hospitality sector, will return. There's no doubt that the business is important, and Nairobi as a destination for business is much higher than Nairobi as a destination for leisure, as in a tourism perspective. So I see that returning quite quickly. And the restaurant scene and the hotel scene, from a local perspective, will no doubt return quite soon.
Yeah. And in terms of opportunities, I mean, we've seen a couple of, some of the leading countries taking initiatives against COVID have launched these programs, governmental funded programs, to try and stimulate the hospitality sector in particular, because it has been the worst hit, I think, across every country in the world. Have we seen anything similar from Kenya? Is anyone launching any government initiatives, or is any of that on the horizon, do you think?
Okay, the government has been having various meetings with stakeholders, trying to cushion them as much as they can. But the most effective, I think, stimulus has been just opening up the market for them and enabling them to be able to start just operating normally as it is from now. And then also, like, in terms of outside Kenya, in terms of Tanzania has really opened up its international flights. So of course they've already started receiving guests. And even for us as well, we've already started receiving guests as well. So in terms of the overall impact from the support, it's mainly been just easing up the measures and giving people the ability to be able to start having guests and people being able to move around.
Yeah. And in terms of sort of bringing it back to the show, in terms of it going ahead in 2021, a lot of people will obviously have, a lot of questions around safety measures that we'd be looking to put in place. Can any of, I guess for Alexander maybe, do you want to take this one in terms of what safety measures we're going to be implementing?
Yeah, I think the one thing to really kind of reiterate is that we'll always adhere to all the government guidelines. So as government guidelines develop and change, whether they become more strict or ease off slightly, then the exhibition will mirror what those guidelines are enforcing. But as it stands, in light of the event in April, we're preparing to take huge measures. Each day, at the beginning of each day, the whole hall will be fumigated with a non-corrosive and non-toxic to humans kind of a vapor. Obviously, it hopefully will be toxic, or it will be toxic to kind of bacteria and viruses. Everyone entering the hall will have to hand sanitize, and that will be fully stocked throughout the day. We have mobile cleaning units going throughout the exhibition, circulating and disinfecting all public areas. All visitors will have to register, and we're going to try and encourage people to commit to certain times of the day that they are going to attend, to ensure that we can manage the flow of visitors consistently throughout the day, and ensure that busy times are restricted and quieter times are kind of promoted more heavily to ease off any kind of large groups of people. As per the guidelines in Kenya, all face masks all visitors will be asked to and and have to oblige to wear face masks whilst inside. We'll be doing temperature checks. There is a medical centre on site, and we'll have wider aisles and kind of more spaces available to adhere to kind of the social distancing for all visitors. So that's what we're planning at its minimum at the moment. Obviously, as the developments change and government guidelines adapt, then we will mirror those. But we take the kind of the health and safety of all our kind of visitors and exhibitors incredibly carefully, and we want to make sure that everyone is comfortable with attending as much as possible.
And even just to add to what Alexander has said, is one other thing to really keep in mind is that the cases in East Africa are not as high as many other places. So if you even take all the 6 countries in East Africa, all the cases reported to date is about 45,000, and the deaths about 705. So even in terms of Kenya, we started seeing that the cases have really been reducing. Tanzania is back up and running. So we feel that by the time the show is there, many of these measures will still yes be in place, but again, our cases will probably be a very, very safe place to be able to come and hold an exhibition and interact with people.
Great. And then in terms of the goals for the exhibition, what do you, I guess we can put this question to both of you really. We'll start with you, Angela, first. What do you hope that KFE will achieve next year, just in terms of the businesses that are looking for guidance, and, you know, for people who might be dubious about attending, you know, let's explain, you know, why it's an essential part of the business plan to come next year.
Okay, yeah, that's gonna be hard to encompass in one statement, but yes.
Be as brief as you can.
I shall try. So our main goal from KFE since we launched was to unify the industry. And with COVID having done what it has done to the industry, we feel that this is going to be the platform to actually bring that vision to play. Because first of all, we'll be the center of where all the providers of, say, hospitality, food and drink items, and also all the industry players can be able to meet, be able to look for ways to collaborate, be able to relaunch their products, be able to just renew their business with that fresh feeling of we are here to stay and we are here to be able to make an impact and to continue. In fact, one of the things that we've been saying about the hospitality sector is that it's one of the most resilient sectors. So we want to also have that in our meeting, in the exhibition, just to show people that despite it being one of the hardest hit sectors, that through here they can be able to launch in East Africa and be able to gain root in the market.
Yeah, great. And Alexander?
Yeah, you asked me to come in as well. I think, I mean, primarily the main goal is we hope that exhibitors have a successful exhibition. I mean, that's across all the events that we run throughout Kenya and the world. It's all about delivering success to the exhibitors. We know that this has been a hard time for a lot of the suppliers to the hospitality sector, because obviously they're directly affected by the success of the current situation within the hospitality sector. So we really see the show as being a platform for them to promote their products and bounce back. And so the main goal we want is for them to successfully do that through meeting new clients, meeting existing clients, and ultimately selling their products and services to those clients. But yeah, I mean, as Angela said, we want to unite the industry under one roof. We want KFE and KHE to be that place that a hotelier or a restaurateur can come along and be able to find a new cooking unit, or the new pots and pans, or their new bedding, whatever it is for the hotel, restaurant or food service provider. It's that one-stop shop that has the whole industry under one roof. And that's what we're hoping from organisers, but ultimately we want exhibitors to succeed and to get a good value return on their investment.
Great, well answered. Yeah, so and then just to sort of wrap it up, obviously we've got a news feed on our site that we're keeping up to date regularly with any important news, especially about the industry or the government approaches to the pandemic, and everything hospitality, drink and food. But I mean, are there any specific links or things that people should be aware of to keep up to date with this? Perhaps, a government portal or something that you guys can point our community in the direction of?
One of the links that has really been helping a lot of people is www.health.go.ke. This one contains the Ministry of Health guidelines. Ministry of Health in Kenya has been the forefront government entity that has been giving out all the measures regarding COVID, from food business operators to hotel openings to all those kind of things. So I think they'll be able to get a bit of information from there, and they can also get in touch with them.
Great.
Yeah, and I think if people just keep across our social media channels as well, then it enables us to update people quite specifically towards either the hospitality sector or the Kenyan developments with their changes to the kind of COVID measures that are in place. So yeah, I think our social media platforms for specific to Kenya and the food and hospitality sector there is a good platform to keep an eye on.
Fantastic. Well, obviously what we'll do is we will collate all of those links that we've just mentioned and post them in the bottom of the videos so that anyone who's interested can obviously access those. Further to that, I mean, any questions at all, we will also post a couple of email addresses there and you can get in touch and ask whatever you want. We're more than happy to help. And yeah, in the meantime, we hope to see everyone at KFE, KHE, KDE next year. And yeah, we'll obviously be in touch in the interim anyway. But good luck. Thanks, everyone.
Thank you.
Thank you, Abby.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.